This video is going to show how to do Lab 8 for GIS for public health. It's going to start with the tutorial part of the lab, where we'll be using these three files to model geographic access to mammography facilities. So first, we can just check out the data. You can right-click the name, the table of contents. We'll look at the town origins here. You can see there's a name and then population of females between 40 and 74 for each town. And then on the M facility table, we have the name and address, and then annual screening capacity for each of these health facilities. So to start off, we'll just symbolize these. In the primary symbology, you can do graduated symbols. And the field used is going to be FEM 4074. And then for the number of classes in the method, we're going to stick with natural breaks, but reduce it to 3 classes. And we're going to set the minimum and maximum from 6 points to 18. And then we choose circle 1 for the symbol. And then next, we're going to do the same thing with the mammography facilities. This time, we're going to use the capacity. The same minimum and maximum, the same 3 classes, but we're going to change the symbol to a square. Here we can just see on the map kind of the distribution of where the different town centroids are and where the different mammography facilities are. And the bigger the square is, the higher the capacity the facility has. And same with the circles. The larger the circle, the higher the population of women between 40 and 74 are. Next, we're going to be calculating the straight line distance from the town origins to the mammography facilities. So to do this, we're going to add a new toolbox. You can do this by going to Insert and then Add New Toolbox, or you can also go to View and then open the Catalog pane, and then right-click Toolboxes and Add New Toolbox. And this is the one you want to add, GIS Tutorials. To open up this toolbox, you just want to go into Toolboxes and double-click it. And then we're going to be using the Create Spider Diagrams tool. For the origin feature class, it's going to be town origin. And the origin key field is going to be name. For a destination feature class, we'll do the M facilities. And the key field is also name. All right, after running that, you can see the spider diagram here. And then if you open up this attribute table, you can see the length here, which is the length of the distance between the origin and the destination. So if you right click and sort by descending, then you can see the longest distance. And then if you sort by ascending, you can see the shortest distance. Next, we're going to be estimating distance using a road network. So instead of just finding the straight line distance, we're going to be using a network of roads to see how long it would take to travel along the network to get from origin to facility. So first, we're going to have to add in our network data set. And this is the network we're going to use here. TL 2010 09011 network. All right, now that that's added in, you can go to analysis and network analysis and double check that the right network data set is listed as the network data source here. After checking that, we will create a new origin destination cost matrix. You can click up here under the network analyst tab. And first we're going to import the origins. And our origins are going to be the town origins. Next, we're going to add the destinations. Those are the M facilities. And to make sure that when we run this OD cost matrix, that we're going to get the length of each route from origin to destination, we'll go into the properties of the OD cost matrix by right-clicking this in the table of contents, and then going to travel mode, costs, and just make sure that impedance is length in feet, and then click OK. And then we'll run that. After that's run, the result table is going to be in the lines file here. So you can right click this and open the attribute table. Make sure that the total length is here. This is in feet. Again, you can explore this data by sorting it, see where the longest and shortest distances are. then finally, we're going to export this lines file as its own shape file. After exporting the lines shape file, you'll want to open up its attribute table. And then right click and joins and relates, and then add a new join. Input table is going to be lines. The input join field is going to be destination ID. And the join table is going to be M facility. And the join table field is ID. And after that join, you'll see that we now have the information on each facility for each line. So we can now use this information on capacity and the distance needed to travel along the road network to measure the geographic access to each facility. So we're going to add a new field here. Call it double, or call it access, and then set the data type as double. And then save that change up here. All right, and then we'll go over to this new field, and you can right click it and then click calculate field. And here's where we're going to create a formula to measure the geographic access for each facility. Now we're going to calculate this access field by right clicking access and then calculate field. And we're going to use the math.pow function. So we'll find that in the helpers list and then double click that. And inside the two parentheses, we'll add in the estimated capacity by double clicking that. And then after that field, but before this closing parenthesis, we will divide by the line's total length in miles, but the field is currently it's calculated in feet. So we're going to have to divide that by using another opening parenthesis and then double clicking total length and then dividing that by 5280 within this parenthesis, and then comma 2, and then the closing parenthesis for the math.pow function. And then we'll click apply. And then next we're going to summarize the access field by the origin ID. You can do this by right-clicking the origin ID and then summarize. And then for the field, we'll do the access, lines.access. And sum is the statistic type. And this should give us an output table. Open that up. Then we can see the sum of the access value for each of the origin towns. And then finally, if you want to map the access value for each town, we'll do a table join. So we can join this output summary table with the towns shapefile. So right click towns and add a new join. For the join field, it'll be ID. And then the line statistics table is the join table, and origin ID is the join field for that table. Then open up the towns shapefile to make sure it joins successfully. We have this value here. And then we'll just use this value to symbolize the town shapefile. So you can go into symbology, graduated colors, and then choose the access field for the symbology field.